Now at 11, it is primary night in Connecticut with a lot on the line for races across the state. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Zori Hoffman.
I'm Dennis House. A big night tonight. We've been watching races as results have come in over the last 3 hours. Our team coverage is focusing on the Democratic races in the governor's campaign and the state's first congressional districts.
Let's take a look at the results in the Democratic race for governor. Chief political correspondent Mike Cerulli has Lamont's reaction to this win. Again, we're seeing on the screen 68% for Ned Lamont over his challenger, Josh Elliott, sitting at 32%. Let's get the latest from Mike.
It was a very early night here at the Lamont Victory Party. The race being called by the Associated Press about 20 minutes after polls closed. That fast call, an indication of how resounding this statewide victory is for the governor. Democratic voters literally putting a measure of confidence in the idea of that historic third-year term. The governor thanking them and did not take any questions from reporters afterwards. Going home, his staff said to get some rest because, of course, the second that race was called, all attention turns to November. The matchup is set. It will be Governor Ned Lamont against the Republican nominee, State Senator Ryan Fazio.
I know a lot of you are going to really tough times, working your tail off, 1 or 2 jobs, hard time getting by. The Trump economy is really bad. Look what it's done to the price of food. Look what it's done to the price of gasoline. Look what it's doing to the price of insurance. That's what it is about affordability. That's why we're stepping up. Make your life a little bit easier every day. Make sure you have food for your kids. Make sure they have free breakfast and lunch in our schools. Let's get that passed. Make sure we have affordable health care for all of our residents.
If he would have fixed the problems, he would have fixed them in the first 8 years. So people are doubting whether 4 more years is the answer to our crisis of high energy bills, of high taxes, and economic opportunity leaving the state. We're running to bring people together regardless of party, cut taxes, reduce electric bills, and make the state affordable for everybody.
And at another point in the governor's speech, he made a very conciliatory gesture toward Josh Elliott, congratulating him on the race seed run, reaching out to all parts of the Democratic Party, left, right, and center, even making an appeal to what he called right-minded Republicans, again indicating that shift from primary election mode into general election mode. In Hartford this evening, Mike Cerulli, News 8.
Here inside Haven Beer Company tonight in Hamden, Connecticut State Rep Josh Elliott ultimately conceding to current Governor Ned Lamont in that race to be Connecticut's next governor. We now know that Lamont will be the one to face off against Republican challenger Ryan Fazio come the general election in November. Still a really amped up crowd here inside Haven Beer Company, really supporting the campaign that Elliott ran. And Elliott says, yeah, while this didn't end the way that they would have hoped, of course, it was still really worth that fight and the issues and the people and, of course, our state that they were fighting for. Here's what he had to say.
It wasn't that I knew that I would be able to win. It was that I knew that there were big problems out there that we weren't addressing. And that's why thousands of people have joined onto this campaign, because they know that we can do something better. We all know that better is possible. Onwards and upwards. Let's hold Ned Lamont accountable, but let's make sure that we beat Ryan Fazio in November, because ultimately we are all Democrats. Thank you.
Elliott saying at the end of his speech that ultimately now he wants his supporters to look to current Governor Ned Lamont to beat Ryan Fazio come the general election. We are reporting tonight in Hamden. I'm Julie Gorman, News 8.